I've always voted Conservative, which is a bit unusual for a Lancastrian, but I've always voted Conservative. I have been a party member recently, so since 2009, 2010.
Have you been involved in elections at all or campaigning?
I have never stood for elected office. I've never been a councillor. I'm not coming at this as a professional politician. I have helped with campaigns because I have held an officer position for a Conservative association, so I've orchestrated literature, selected candidates to stand for council, that kind of thing. I think it's very important to say that Surrey is a safe place to live, so I want to make sure that it absolutely stays as a safe place to live. We need to look at preventing crime, and that's working with the other agencies around the policing aspects of it as well. Antisocial behaviour, alcohol-fueled behaviour, we need to be making sure that they're addressed properly. I agree with the ethos that a policeman should be given discretion to deal with situations as they arise, but you can't expect them to do that with all the information if they don't have that available to them. And that's where I think technology has a part to play. So, for example, if somebody is arrested for shoplifting, you don't want them to be issued with a penalty notice if this is their 10th time of nicking something from a shop. You actually want the constable on the street to be able to look at what is the record. Does it need an informal disposal or an out-of-court quick settlement or a fixed penalty notice, or is it something that is part of a pattern with this person and it should be taken to court and proper punishment and judgment delivered?
Do you think the police need a change of strategy to deal with drugs, or do you think the work that's being done at the moment is enough?
There's been recent announcements on the health side of this issue about the fact that prescription addiction hasn't worked. So if you look at a methadone addict, they're still an addict. So I think rather than just looking at the arrest rate for the police, the clue here is in the job title. It's Police and Crime Commissioner, and the Commissioner should be looking at working with the other agencies on the health side of things. There's mental health issues as well, so all of that comes into play when you're looking at the drug scene. My own stance on it is that we should be tough on the people who are dealing drugs. We don't want them on every street corner, as somebody suggested there might be, but you've got to look at the whole picture to deal with it.
Recently, an exploration into using private companies to perform certain tasks within Surrey Police was put on hold after the Olympic issues they found. Would you see the use of private companies as something to explore again? Do you think it's inevitable that that will happen at some point?
I think it's incumbent on any commissioner to do that, because the people of Surrey pay their council tax towards our policing services, and if there is a better value way of doing that, then you have to deliver that service for most effective, least cost possible. And if it's things like canteen provision or estate provision or back office administrative functions, it doesn't need the powers of a warranted officer to do that.